It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride and you've already paid. It's a good advice that you just hadn't had. And who would have thought it began? We tape. Hey, we filming? Oh shit, I guess my vacation's over. It's the season 3 premiere of The Real Rush. Bang your head to the opening riff. What's happening, y'all? It's your boy J-Dub here with The Real Rush, and welcome back. Not only to The Real Rush right here on YouTube, not only to episode 18 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube, but this, ladies and gents, serves as our long-awaited official season 3 premiere. Now, as I've stated in the past, I don't have all full 3 seasons here on YouTube because we've only been here for 18 episodes. All 3 seasons, well, all 2 seasons and now part of the 3rd season, the beginning of the 3rd season, are all on my Instagram page, and I'll give you that information on how to get to that at the end of the episode if you don't already know how to follow me on Instagram. But yo, I ain't seen y'all in like 2 weeks. What's been going on, huh? Are you a Rams fan? Are you a Patriots fan? You better not be no damn Patriots fan. But if you are, you happy about this weekend, so you got shit to do. But we've been through some stuff over the last couple weeks, you know. We finished up season 2. There was some weather that rolled through that caused us to have to, delay some movie reviews that we were going to have for y'all last episode. That was 2 weeks ago, and that we were going to have for you last week. But let me just explain a couple of things here as it pertains to last weekend. Now, episode 18, yes, I did originally have this episode slated to premiere last weekend. But hey, I want to make sure that everybody is well aware that we were only off from filming last weekend. The rush kept right on moving. Right on moving. Yes, that's right. Not only were we able to catch up on the movies that we were supposed to have reviewed for y'all last weekend, but we got one advanced screening in. And we even got another Oscar-nominated film in here for y'all for tonight that we didn't even know we were going to be able to see this week. So it's like it was meant to be for this episode to wait just a couple days. I mean, last weekend, it was so chock full that your boy just needed a breather. Alright? And I came down with a little something last week too, with all the variations in the weather and shit going on. What have you? I mean, by the time I got back from the movie theater last Saturday evening, alright, I wanted to sit down. I wanted to write the treatment for this episode whilst watching NXT TakeOver Phoenix, which was brilliant, by the way. I'll save that if I ever go into wrestling reviews. But yeah, I wanted to sit down, watch TakeOver, write the treatment for this episode, but the brain just said, what? And that didn't happen. We zoned out and watched wrestling. So I said, okay, well, that's Saturday done. Still got Sunday. I can sit down, write the treatment, film the episode all before the Royal Rumble comes on, and my body said, nah, son, you ain't doing that today. You ain't doing that today. The body and the brain both told me, J-Dub, you need to take a weekend off. And what better time to take a weekend off than in between seasons? Technically, episode speaking, we were in between seasons. So that's alright. So that's why we got here today. So I went ahead. I hope y'all, did you miss me? Did you miss me? No, you didn't miss me. I know y'all didn't miss me. But hey, that's all good because I know you're here with me now. And I just took last Sunday to, like I said, watch the Royal Rumble, kick back, had myself some Seagram's ginger ale because I'm drinking it and they paying for it, freak a leak, have them black and mild, pick a great cozy pair of my tights and just chill out. I'm not kidding when I say that, y'all. Bam, look at that. Footed all the way. I got no shame in my game. Why? Because I am the man. Even though those are woman's tights that I'm wearing. But hey, if I got the build for it and if they're comfortable, I'ma flaunt it like I can, and like only the J-Dub can. Anywho, yet the J-Dub digresses. Since we have been off for 2 weeks, we got a little bit of a backlog to go over, as well as some future stuff and some present stuff. So we got that advanced screening and other reviews for y'all. We got a lot of ground to cover. Let's go ahead and get on down to brass tacks with this week's reviews that your boy J-Dub has here for y'all on The Real Rush. Now that your boy's back and refreshed here, the one-man production is all ready. Yes, one-man production. Because it takes one man to go see all these movies, come back, write the treatment for the episode so I'm not just ranting all over the place, or else I turn an hour episode into like a 2-hour episode. And I gotta sit down, film it, take that, then edit it, and then after editing it, then broadcast it, and then after uploaded it, then it's broadcast. It's a lot of shit to go through. You're welcome. Let's get on down to this week's reviews for y'all. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're going to start things off with the advanced screening that I got to last weekend. Matter of fact, another reason that I wasn't supposed to do this last weekend, because while I was sick early last weekend, last Thursday and Friday, even though I did make it to the movies last Thursday, I found out about this advanced screening that Friday. So, ooh, yeah, if I had jumped the gun, we wouldn't have this for y'all. But yes, ladies and gents, your boy J-Dub, right here on The Real Rush, one of the only games in town that has a review for you of the Lego Movie 2, the second part. I enjoyed the hell out of this movie, y'all. This takes place 5 years after the events of the original movie. And the citizens of Bricksburg, well, now Bricksburg's actually become Apocalypseburg because they've been invaded by the Lego Duplos from the Sistar system. And it's up to Emmett, Lucy, and the crew, y'all remember them all, to save their beloved town from the threat. It's just as pop culture referential as the original. DC characters and all, with the correct voice cameos. Yeah. So if you're already a fan of that stuff, boom. Is it as good as the original? Not quite. But don't let that take anything away from it, y'all. It's not that far off from the original. As a matter of fact, if I were to rank the Lego movies, just real quick, I don't even have this written down. I'm just going to go down. From best to worst, I'd go Lego Batman, Lego Movie for the first one, then this one, Lego Movie Part 2, then Lego Ninjago. Lego Ninjago wasn't bad. It wasn't the worst. I just didn't feel it was the best movie. But that's a different review for a different day if I ever retroact my reviews, because that was from season 1, yet I digress. But, same as the original, the adults might actually still enjoy this one better than the little ones. Why? Well, first off, I found myself laughing hard and by my lonesome at some points in the packed theater. There's just some things, and that's with any kid's movie. There's going to be a lot of adult references in it that only adults get. And that being said, there is one awesome cameo that you need to watch out for in the Lego Movie 2 when it drops this coming weekend. All I'm going to say about that is, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. You heard me. And we're going to leave that at that. I did really scratch that. More than like. I loved the moral metaphor of the Lego Movie 2. Same as with the first one. You know, a lot of these movies seem to have good moral compasses to them. So that's something that the whole family can enjoy and that the little ones can gain some knowledge from too. There is some humor in it, obviously, for the little ones. So it's an all-around good family movie. The one thing that this does have a leg up over the first on is the theme song to this joint. We remember the classic, "Everything is awesome." Sing it with me now. "Everything is cool when the butterfly team." I still have that on my jam in Tito, my Ford Edge. It's on the flash drive. It comes on every once in a while, and whenever it comes on, I still jam to it. But The original song that they came up with this one, so clever. They actually said that they had to turn the annoying factor up to 11 from the previous Lego movie. And all I'm going to say about this song is that it will easily get stuck inside of your head. Enough said. Bottom line, Lego Movie 2, y'all. You gotta definitely see this. You gotta definitely see it. It opens this coming Friday. And of course, early screenings should be this coming Thursday evening. And that's the Lego Movie 2, the second part. Moving right along, ladies and gents. So that's our advanced screening. Now let's go ahead and get to what this past Thursday night's feature was. We caught the remake of the 2011 Mexican film of the same name. This joint is called Miss Bala. Now this stars Gina Rodriguez as a makeup artist from LA, Los Angeles. What up, what up, what up, Los Angeles? Good luck tomorrow. It's not the right Los Angeles team that's going tomorrow, or today, whenever, to the bowl, but good luck. Because you're not the Patriots. Yeah, I digress. Gina Rodriguez, makeup artist. She's coming from LA. She goes down to Tijuana to visit her best friend. They go out to the club, you know, they partying up, they have a good time. Motherfuckers come up in the club, they get shooting, acting a damn fool. These two chicks, they get separated. Her best friend ends up getting kidnapped by a drug cartel. And now it's up for Gina Rodriguez's character to save her friend, save the day, against all odds, and by any means necessary. Malcolm X. This also stars my boy Anthony Mackie. And it's pretty decent, despite the reviews that it's getting. This is another case of, you don't really want to take the Rotten Tomatoes score for this one. I think it's a lot better than what it's being made out to be here, ladies and gents. I really like the fact that, excuse me, it's nice and it's rare to see, and I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a quality action thriller. It's good to see a quality action thriller that doesn't rely terribly on gratuitous violence and sex and language and all that. None of that is over the top. It's in a very respectable boundary. This is rated PG-13. I say give Miss Bala a C, y'all. I've never seen the original. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb here and say that the original, more likely, is probably a lot more acclaimed than this one. I don't know. I would like to see the original. But, for the time being, the current Miss Bala remake, I'd say give it a shot. Gina Rodriguez fans will be the most impressed. Because with every passing role that she does, her star just shines that much brighter. So, Miss Gina Rodriguez, keep on doing your thing, girl. And for y'all watching this, go check out Miss Bala. Get back to your boy. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. You won't, but let me know what you think. Moving right along here. Next up on the Real Rush Ticket. Alright, so that was Miss Bala was this past Thursday. Now we're gonna go back to this past Thursday. 2 Thursdays ago. Now this is the night that I went to the movie theater. A little under the weather. And by a little under the weather, I mean a whole lot under the weather. But the cool thing about this is, since I know my knowledge of movie theaters in this area and which one to pick on a Thursday night, I went to my home theater, Hoyt's. And for this movie that I'm about to review here for y'all, I knew that there wasn't going to be very many people in the theater yet, or that I should say, therefore, had barely minimal chances of spreading my sickness. Which doesn't matter, because if anybody was in the theater, caught my sickness, they are not zoned to handle my sickness. They can't get down with my sickness. We are disturbed. I am disturbed. No, I'm no David Draymond. Anywho, yet I digress. So, I took my sick ass up to the theater 2 Thursdays ago to go check out the new neo-noir thriller called Serenity. Serenity. Yes. Now, Serenity stars Matthew McConaughey as a tropical island fishing boat captain with a mysterious past. Now, his mysterious past resurfaces when his ex-wife, played by Anne Hathaway. I wasn't feeling sick whenever she was on screen because she provides the most excellent visual medicine. Anywho, Matthew McConaughey's ex-wife, played by Anne Hathaway, shows up and she pleads with him to take her abusive, alcoholic, current husband, played by the brilliant Jason Clarke. Any movie that man's in, pretty good. He's the only person that him and Ella Mirren were the only people really saving Winchester from being a complete fucking disaster last year. Yet I digress. Anne Hathaway wants Matthew McConaughey to take Jason Clarke's ass out to the middle of the ocean and kill him. For the sake and safety of herself and for the son that she birthed once back in the day with Matthew McConaughey's character. This also stars Diane Lane, Djimon Hounsou, and Jeremy Strong. And I really dug the hell out of this movie. Another one that's not getting great reviews. I don't know why. The people always want to scream that you want to see something original, and then when something original finally comes out, you say you don't fucking get it. Now, go check this out, y'all. There is way more of a twist to this movie than the trailer lets on to be, which is good. If you haven't noticed this as of recent, a lot more trailers are showing a lot of, you know how people, myself included, will usually get pissed if like, well, all the great parts in the trailer, well, they either showed all the great parts of the movie in the trailer or all the good parts of the trailer weren't in the movie. No, the trailer shows exactly what's in it, but the movie has more to it than what's in the trailer. The plot is way thicker than the trailer for Serenity lets on to be. And it's that plain and simple. It reminded me of Identity with John Cusack from 2003, I believe. If you like that movie, I think you're going to dig Serenity as well. See this, and the only hint that I'll give you is that you will dig this, especially if you're a gamer like me. Serenity. Check it out. Next up on the Real Rush Ticket, we have, now this is also from last week, so a bit of a delayed review for y'all. I do apologize, but hey, your boy, need to get some rest. Chill out. Huh. Of course I'm not wearing any pants. I'm doing a newscaster thing. You know damn well that when you're watching the news and you get everybody from the shot of the chest up, you know, above the desk, wearing like Bermuda shorts and shit underneath the desk, and they get paid big money to do that. So here I am doing this all for free for you. Follow my passion. I'm relaxed. Maximum relaxedness, yet I digress. Next up on the Real Rush Ticket, we have the new family adventure film called The Kid Who Would Be King. Now this follows a 12-year-old boy, an average 12-year-old boy, I should say, in England, who discovers King Arthur's sword. That's right, good old Excalibur. He discovers it, and now he must use it to save the world from a dark threat with the help of some of his classmates. As well as, I'm glad I wrote that, see? Treatment. I'm glad I wrote some of this shit down. He has to say, with the help of some of his classmates, as well as with the helping hand from the legendary Merlin. Yes, sir. The Kid Who Would Be King, it's imaginative, it's ambitious, it references a fuck ton of Harry Potter and other wizardly works. That being said, it is the perfect pop culture film for fans of wizard stories. If that's like your forte, like I am with movies altogether, so like anything that comes up like in the Lego movie and shit, like all the pop culture references, like, yeah, I got that. Or like Ready Player One. Boom. If you're a gamer, if you know about the 80s or anything, you loved Ready Player One. Well, if you're down with like I said, wizard and shit, Harry Potter, Warcraft, all types of stuff like that, You're going to get this movie a lot, and I think you're going to love it. Plus, you can absolutely just never go wrong if you're featuring Patrick Stewart in any capacity in any film. Because he's in this joint. He plays an older version of the legendary Merlin. Yes, sir. So, round up the family and go see The Kid Who Would Be King. From what I'm hearing so far, the audiences are enjoying it. I enjoyed it. I think y'all will too. And I think the kiddies will definitely dig this one as well. So, The Kid Who Would Be King, go check it out. I wouldn't even say disconnect your brain. This is a quality family movie. Go check out The Kid Who Would Be King. Alright. So, we have reached the halfway point of this week's episode 18. I'm down to half a bottle of Cavatier, which means that this episode is almost over. Nah. I wish I was the ladies' man like that. But anywho, before we move on to the second half of this episode, let's go ahead and take a short little break here. We'll be right back here with y'all in just a second. Don't change that dial too hard. We'll see you back here on The Real Rush in a second, y'all.
Taking a break time in the actual middle of the episode. What's gonna happen? We gonna get a stay-pub break. We gonna get a stay-pub break. You can see actual what we doing. This behind the scenes shit right here. We gonna get a stay-pub break. We gonna get a stay-pub break. It's fucking 3:13 in the morning. Sunday, February 13th, 2K19. We gonna get a stay-pub break. We gonna get a stay-pub break. And that means that it's Super Bowl Sunday. Who gives a fuck about that bullshit? We gon' get a stay-pub break. We gon' get a stay-pub break. You might want to pay attention to some of the storyboards. Some of this might come up a little later. We gon' get a stay-pub break. We gon' get a stay-pub break. So we gonna get back to the episode. You might want to stay tuned after the credits. We gon' get a stay-pub break. We gon' get a stay-pub break. And now my fat ass gonna go get some steak.
Welcome back to episode 18 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube, ladies and gents. Hope you enjoyed that little break there. I don't know what the hell just happened there. I don't. I've been sitting here the whole time. I've been sitting here the whole time, man. The whole time. Yet I digress. Let's move on to the second half of the episode. So, next up on The Real Rush tickets, we have a review for y'all that I've been talking about for like a month now. We finally got around to seeing and reviewing for y'all's benefit Stan and Ollie. Finally got to see Stan and Ollie. Stan and Ollie stars Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly as Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy, respectively, in their later years as a comedy duo. So basically, this film picks up at the point in their careers where their popularity has waned, and they've been at odds with each other in this time frame. There have been some problems in between the two, as well as with Oliver Hardy's health that threatens to rift up the duo for good. And I'm not really sure how much of, the story of this is well known or documented, but the movie regardless, OUT standing, absolutely outstanding, ladies and gents. Coogan and Reilly kill it, not just in their acting capabilities, because that goes without saying, but they're both nearly unrecognizable in their respective roles, especially John C. Reilly. This role, as we mentioned a couple episodes back, this role did garner him a Best Actor in for a comedy musical at the Golden Globes. That's a lot of words. You can't just say Best Actor at the Golden Globes. You got to know which category. But this did get him a Best Actor nomination at the Golden Globes. He lost that to Christian Bale. Kind of figured that was going to happen because Christian Bale absolutely did kill it in Vice. However, Reilly did deserve every bit of that nomination, and I'm going to go ahead and say I think he got shafted as far as Best Actor nominations for the Oscars go. Looking at this year's nominations, they're all really good. Don't get me wrong. Every single person that got nominated did an outstanding job. They did deserve it. However, if John C. Reilly made it, that means that somebody would have gotten cut. If you can only have 5 nominees, right? I would have given the Oscar nomination edge to John C. Reilly over that of Viggo Mortensen from Green Book. I know, that was a tough call for me to say too, because Viggo did kill it in Green Book. But, man, Reilly just killed it that much, a little bit more, as Hardy in Stan and Ollie. See this heartwarming bio now, as it's now in wide release. Can't miss it. It's got to be playing at a theater near you. And make sure you bring tissues. Oh, and John C. Reilly, as we've already stated, not only does he do a fantastic job, this might be his best role to date. And the man has had a lot of good roles, but damn. Standing up. Check it out. Holla at your boy. And now that we're talking about more critically acclaimed films, got 2 more movies for y'all on the Real Rush Ticket tonight. The first one up. Both these movies are nominated Best Foreign Language Film at the upcoming Oscars this year. First up, we're going to kick things off with Cold War. Finally got to see this a couple weeks ago as well. It opened up at the Angelica. Cold War is set in war-torn Poland, and at some point during the movie in France as well. This takes place between the late 1940s into the early 1960s, and it follows a musical director and a young singer who strike up an impossible romance amongst these times. Now, it's an impossible romance. It's deemed an impossible romance, I should say, due to, you know, the legal and the political pressures of the countries in war-torn Europe at this time. Cold War. It's sultry, it's heavy, it's a heart-shattering tale. It's only 88 minutes long. That's 1 hour and 28 minutes. It cuts all the fat. It just goes. It just goes. It just goes. It's going. It's going. So, it's intense. It's emotionally. It's soulfully intense. It makes your soul ponder things after seeing this. Yeah. As stated a couple minutes ago, not only is this up for Best Foreign Language Film at the upcoming Oscars, it's also up for Best Cinematography, as well as Best Director for Pavel Pawlikowski. He filmed this in the 1.33 aspect ratio, which is the standard aspect ratio for a standard definition tube TV. This practice has actually been used by such recent films as David Lowery's A Ghost Story from 2017, as well as Jonah Hill's Mid-90s from 2018. Both those movies made my top movies list for their respective years. I like this practice. I like the boxy look on a wide screen because it forces the viewer to focus on specifically that part of the wide screen instead of having to worry about, you know, what's going on a much wider, much more grander, epic scale there. A lot more directors are using this practice nowadays. I might be falling in line with that as well. Don't be surprised if the Real Rush is all of a sudden back to 4.3. I don't know if I would do that. I do like the HD aspect of this because it fits us. Yet I digress. But yeah, Cold War. The fact that it's up for I'm talking best director. Best director. This guy's gonna be going up against Quaron and 3 other cats, because I'm only saying 3 other cats because it is slipping me who else got nominated for best director right now. But that's looking like a pretty tough category. But Cold War, it's currently playing at the Angelica and at Cinema Arts, both in the Northern Virginia area. This is a must-see. Obviously, it got nominated for Best Foreign Language Film. If you're as hardcore of a movie fan as I am, you need to check this shit out. And last but most certainly not least, as far as movie reviews go on the Real Rush Ticket. Now this is the one that I had no idea that we were going to be able to see this week until Cinema Arts posted it on their website at the beginning of this past week. And I've been looking forward to this one as well, ladies and gents. This Best Foreign Language Film nominee of this upcoming Oscars is called Capernaum. I remember seeing the trailer for this a couple months back. They said, I need to see this movie when it comes out. And once it started getting all the accolades and stuff, I kept saying, I hope that somewhere around here is playing it. And then boom, Cinema Arts, you had my back, you had our backs. Everybody, because a lot of people came to see this movie on Friday night. Friday night? Saturday night? What was last night? Friday night. Alright, so Friday night. So Capernaum. Now this is set in present day Lebanon. This tells the story of a 12-year-old boy who's serving a 5-year sentence in juvenile detention or juvenile prison in Lebanon, once again. Now, while he's serving his sentence, he sues his parents for the neglect that he believes led him to the life that landed him currently behind bars. If that didn't blow your mind just from the description of that, I mean, then check your pulse, man. Because, yeah. Capernaum, it's gritty, it's seedy, it's heartbreaking, but it is absolutely phenomenal, ladies and gents. The kid that they got to play the boy in this film, he's like a young, like, James Dean, almost has like a... I don't know, like, the kid's gonna go places. Like, he's got, like this James Deanish, almost like a... You know, it almost had like a Daniel Day-Lewis, like, intensity to him. And the kid's only, like, 12, 13 in real life. Yeah. Yes. Yo. Once again, this is also up for Best Foreign Language Film at the upcoming Oscars. But that being it, even furthermore on that, I should say, Capernaum's one of the best foreign films I've ever seen. Ever. And Capernaum, in my honest opinion, is going to serve the biggest threat to Roma for Best Foreign Language Film at the Oscars. Which one of those two is going to win? You're going to have to wait to see what I say in the next couple weeks, a couple episodes down the road, once I have my official Oscar special. But yeah, Capernaum. Holy shit. I'm not going to say which one's better right now, because they're both holy shit great foreign films. But Roma, obviously on Netflix, Capernaum, now in theaters. If you're in the Northern Virginia area, once again, this is currently playing at Cinema Arts. You need to see this movie at all costs and be prepared for some heavy shit that you probably never experienced on screen before. They don't make movies like this in Hollywood. That's it. I've never seen it. It's very rare that I see anything domestic come out this gripping, or that would dare to tell a tale such as this one. Go see Capernaum. Let your boy know what you think. Please. We'll trade. We'll trade. Words and converse over the next couple weeks up until leading up to the Oscars. And speaking of the Oscars, this is the last part of the Real Rush ticket for this episode, because the only thing that we were missing out on, minus a couple movie reviews, is the fact that in between last episode and this episode, they went ahead and announced the Oscar nominations, y'all. Now, while I'm not going to go down the full and complete list here, we're just going to cover some bases here off of my personal thoughts on, the Oscar nominees themselves. Now, from my top 11 picks of 2K18, only BlacKkKlansman, Green Book, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse garnered any of the quote-unquote major nominations. And that ain't nothing new. Usually what goes up for Best Picture and stuff versus what I pick, they usually differ. In years past, I did try to predict what would be nominated for Best Picture, but then I was coming up with two different lists. I was coming up with what I thought would be nominated for Best Picture and what I personally thought were the best films of that given year. Yeah, and they usually don't go well together. And that's two entirely different specials there. That's okay. Because I'm still, as I stated earlier in this episode, during the first part, I'm still in agreement, for the most part, with the nominations that were revealed, or that have been nominated, I should say. The only qualms that I have about this. First up, Nicole Kidman, and for her role in Destroyer, she got shafted. She got shafted. She absolutely got shafted. Has anybody seen Destroyer? Did you see what kind of performance that she did in Destroyer? I would have given her that nomination in a heartbeat. I would have nominated her, once again, same as with Riley over Vigo. You can only have 5 nominees in these kind of categories. I mean, somebody would have to go. I would have given Nicole Kidman the nomination over Melissa McCarthy. Don't take that as saying that Melissa McCarthy did not do a great job in Can You Ever Forgive Me, because she did. However, I mean, yeah. Melissa McCarthy, she went in, scored the touchdown, huge play of the game, but then, you know, fucking Nicole Kidman comes out of left field. I just mixed two different sports up there. I don't care. This ain't a sports show. Nicole Kidman comes out of left field with an interception all the way down during the fucking kickoff and fucking runs it in for a 197-yard touchdown. Yeah, that's how much over. I know exactly what I just said. I know to the average sports fan, it didn't make any goddamn sense. But it ain't supposed to. Like I said, this ain't the fucking sports machine with George Michael. Rest in peace, good sir. Yeah, Nicole Kidman was just that much more over McCarthy, I feel. I would have gone ahead, furthermore, and actually nominated 10 films. Use all 10 spots. They seem to keep lessening that for some reason. If you got a window of 10, go ahead and use all 10 spots, man. At least one of those spots I would have given to A Quiet Place. Just saying. Just saying. As far as the best supporting nominations go, Timothée Chalamet and Claire Foy were missing from that. I haven't quite gone over who I would have picked them over. I might do that for the Oscar special. But they're definitely missing because they both put on phenomenal performances in Beautiful Boy and First Man, respectively. Oh, and for Best Documentary, Three Identical Strangers was missing. But that wasn't the one that hurt the most. The one that hurt the most that didn't get nominated was Won't You Be My Neighbor? Wow. RBG and Free Solo were the 2 nominations of that category that I have seen. Both deserve the nominations. Won't You Be My Neighbor should have absolutely been up there. If I did have to pick in between Won't You Be My Neighbor or Three Identical Strangers, I would pick Won't You Be My Neighbor. Three Identical Strangers, however, that's been airing on CNN recently. If you get a chance to check that out, definitely check that out. Both of those movies, you're going to need at least 6 boxes of Kleenex. So those were my qualms. As far as just some heads up predictions before I get to my actual Oscar special in a couple weeks. Roma, that got nominated for both Best Foreign Language Film and Best Picture. Now, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon did that back in 2000. I'm not sure if any movie's done that since then. It did not win both of those. Roma, however, is it's facing a very serious possibility that Roma could win both Best Picture and Best Foreign Language Film at this upcoming Oscars. Is Roma what I'm picking for Best Picture? I didn't say that. I didn't say my pick and what wins. It's usually different. Yes, I haven't picked the Best Picture winner correctly during the duration of the Real Rush yet. Let's hope I can overturn that this year. But yeah, Roma is a serious threat to the Oscars this year, y'all. It could easily walk away with Best Picture and Best Foreign Language Film. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Once again, I will cover that in the Oscar special. But I do also want to mention, while we're on the topic of Roma, Yalitza Aparicio, she got nominated for Best Actress And this is her first ever role out the gate with no prior acting experience. If that isn't some type of inspiration for any budding actor or actress such as myself, a budding actor, if that isn't some type of takeaway inspiration for anybody who's trying to get into the acting game, I don't know what is. That's just a wow. So congrats to you, congrats to all the nominees. I can't wait to see what happens in the Oscars on February 24th. I had to do the date math in my head, ladies and gents. But yes, February 24th. Can't wait to see then. So that means in roughly about 2 weeks' time, I should have my Oscar special for y'all. But until then, for episode 18, ladies and gents, that is a wrap. Two things I want to note before we wrap things up here. They Shall Not Grow Old. It looks like that has finally gotten the wide release, or wide-ish release that it deserves. The only theater that I know of in my area that is currently playing this is the Angelica, and it is showing it in both 2D and 3D formats. I was not able to see the 3D format version. I might actually have to make a special trip just to go see this, since I would be seeing a repeat of a movie that I've already seen as part of the Real Rush. It wouldn't count towards my season 3 count, but it would be totally worth it because the way that Peter Jackson restored the footage in this, it looked brain-boggling in 2D, so I can only imagine what the hell it looks like in 3D. And he put in a lot of hard work, so that's one I would not mind taking a Real Rush count break to go see again in the theater. The District Wasteland podcast that your boy had a guest spot on a couple weeks ago, episode 87. That did get posted a couple weeks ago as well. My apologies. We've been through a lot of shit over the last couple weeks, so my apologies to my boys Hugh and J-Lo, but thank you for having me on your show. And link to episode 87 is in the caption section of this video here, somewhere on the YouTube page, down below, up above. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but definitely check them out, because those are two hilarious dudes, and I love being on their show, hands down. It's always a good time, fellas. Can't wait to be back on there next time. Talk some more movies and other random business with y'all. And for here on The Real Rush, next episode we'll have reviewed for y'all. Let's see, we got coming up Cold Pursuit. Yeah, Liam Neeson doing some more Liam Neeson shit. Can't wait for that. So we got Cold Pursuit. We got What Men Want, the remake of What Women Want. That's looking pretty funny. It's actually looking like somewhat of an original remake. Original remake? Well, those two words cancel each other out. We'll also have the new horror film The Prodigy, and we're going to have the new Mads Mikkelsen film Arctic. That's looking pretty damn phenomenal too. It's looking like Castaway set in the Arctic, y'all. That's some scary shit. Anywho, so that's episode 18 of The Real Rush for y'all. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything you just want to say at all, any shit like that, go ahead and type those on in to the YouTube page here. Please continue to keep subscribing to your boy here on YouTube, so that way you don't have to wait for my previews on Facebook or Instagram. You'll already be notified when The Real Rush gets posted to YouTube. I never said that I always post to YouTube and my previews on Instagram and Facebook at the same time. That's called good marketing strategy, y'all. Is it? I don't know. I'm just making up shit at this point. But for the time being, please continue to spread the word of The Real Rush, like everybody should be spreading love these days. But ain't nobody seem to be spreading a lot of love these days, so I'm not sure if the word of The Real Rush is getting spread either. But in the meantime, please follow your boy and continue to do so if you haven't already. I'm about to tell you how you can do so. Continue to follow your boy on Instagram for my movie check-ins, my live movie check-ins as they occur. That is at JDubChampion, hashtag The Real Rush. And for The Real Rush, ladies and gents, I am your boy J-Dub. Thanks for joining your boy once again right here on YouTube. And until next episode, have fun, y'all. Love J-Dub. Enjoy yourselves when you're at the movies. Remember, when you're at the movies, you need to keep the lips shut. There was a couple who came in last night during Capernaum, 15 minutes late, then jabbering and laughing all through the movie. How the hell are you going to show up 15... Now, I'm not talking about 15 minutes like, oh, they missed the previews. No, they showed up 15 minutes late to the movie. So you showed up 15 minutes late to the movie, sat behind a motherfucker, and started gibbering and jabbing and laughing at the most inappropriate times. This is not a happy movie. How you going to show up 15 minutes late, gibbering and jabbering, through a subtitled movie? Anywho, so yeah, don't do that. Keep your lips shut. The cell phones, turn the brightness all the way down, turn the sound off, put it away in your pocket. You got one of them tidbits, if you got one of them Fitbits and shit, you gotta turn that motion sensor off, because when you get the hoopering and the hollering and all that, that shit comes on, it blinds people. Yes, it does. So turn that shit off. Be on time to the movies. And speaking of times, we always having a good time here on The Real Rush. So, that being said, we'll see you on the next episode! Peace!
It's a paradox, I can prove it. Look at the time, 3:09 a.m. Sunday, February 3rd, 2K19, Super Bowl Sunday. It's a paradox. Do you want to vote for the Rams or the Patriots? I would hope the Rams, because they're not the douchebags.